Good morning, how are we doing? If you're coming in, give me a hello. If you're on replay, drop a replay. So I feel so much better than I did just 3 days ago. And that was something that came up with someone I had a conversation with. He was like, just 3 days before that, feeling a bit rubbish, winter blues, not kind of doing what I said I would do, not getting the results that I want at the moment. I feel like I'm not getting the exercise sessions in. My diet was a bit off today, and so we're like, right, let's have a bit of a check-in. 3 days time, let's go again. Let's see where you're at the moment, and let's have a conversation 3 days time when we could get a date in the diary. So 3 days later, we have a chat. Workout done, food just back to where it was, and you know what? I feel so much better. Fingers are, I'm in a totally different space, and it's a good reminder. And this happens a lot for a variety of reasons. We can be tired when we say something. We all do, like me included. Like, you know, you catch me on one day and I could say something different to another, or I could have less patience with the kids than another, which is a killer because you feel guilty after anyway. It's like, yeah, should have had more patience there. Anyway. We're only human, after all, as they say. And so I want this to be a bit of a reminder that if you ever go into that space where you're like, feeling a bit rubbish, this not working, just give yourself 3 days to get back on track. As in, put a date in your diary, 3 days time, panic, I'm doing rubbish, put it in your diary for then. So you know that in 3 days' time, you give yourself permission to panic. Because what we end up doing is wasting a whole lot of energy on saying, this isn't working. And this comes back to the question of, what does working actually mean? Like, what does not working actually mean? Or what does working mean? Like, is it working? How do I know if it's working? And this went into another conversation I literally had the same day, which is related in a different way. So they were like, I'm feeling alright, but I'm not sure if it's working. How do I know it's working? And the reason being, when we went into it, was really about being worried about what other people think, what other people say, what other people do, because they were like, I'm doing this strategy, like I'm increasing my protein, lots of veggies, and one of my friends is saying I shouldn't be having this amount of protein. One of my other friends is saying that I shouldn't eat beans and legumes because of X, Y, and Z. And they're like, I'm not sure. How do I know what I'm doing is right? And I said, by the feedback, by the data. And that's the key thing that we do. We do it. We create our own diet, and we create our own plan, nutrition plan, training plan for you. And that's how you create it with the feedback. As I said, they were like, if you don't get results in the next 2 weeks and you're dead consistent, you're like, I've been consistent, I've been on it, I can confidently say that. As hard as that sounds, we're going to have to change something. And we've got two options here. We can just not change anything and pretend that it's the metabolism, and then someone would probably try and sell you something crazy and say it's your blood sugar levels, or it's because you need to eat to your genetics, which we just don't have the research, the science isn't there yet. And we end up spending loads of money looking for answers, which probably tells us to do the same things anyway. But without specificity, in fact. It seems more specific, but it's really not. And then we just think we're broken. But actually, sometimes when you look at how the world's changed and how a lot of the calorie demands, or requirements rather, there's a mismatch quite often between the demands and requirements, especially how we're much more sedentary than we once were, right? We can all probably agree with that. So therefore, in today's world, we probably need less than we think. Maybe it's the bite, licks and taste. Maybe it's the exercise side of things we need to increase. We look at these variables, then we adjust week on week. But ultimately, we do the things that make us feel good. Because when you feel good, you tend to make better informed, more intelligent decisions. Anyway, I hope that helps. If you want more information about our January Kickstart program, we have just opened our waiting list ready for January for when we go live, so you'll be the first to know about it and how to get started. If you want that, I'll put the link in the comments below. Have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you soon.